Guys, obviously a very disappointing loss. Like I told the players, put it on me. I told the coaching staff this morning that we got to coach them better. We got to get better. We identified things that went wrong on the meeting in a big meeting yesterday on offense. I thought our guys played very good in most of the game. I was very impressed with Miles Brennan, 430 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, no interception. The biggest thing, he took the big hit down there on the goal line and kept on coming. He's not going to practice today. He's sore, but he's going to be back tomorrow. And I was very proud of Miles. Very proud of Terrence Marshall, 11 catches, 235 yards, 3 touchdowns. Eric Gilbert, freshman, six catches, 97 yards, 1 touchdown. I thought those guys played very well. Very disappointing on the third down, 0-10. We've got to get it fixed. We've got to take the accountability as coaches. We've got to get it fixed. We've got to have a better scheme. And then we got to have better execution. No excuse on the goal line, none whatsoever. We need to get our best personnel in the game. When we're driving, we should get our best personnel in the game that fits the plays that we're calling. We should have had a better plan on the goal line. We're going to start on that today. All right, on defense, not a very good performance. We had a long meeting yesterday about communication, about missed singles, about all kinds of stuff. And I'll just put it on the coaches. That's all that is. I'm not going to put it on the players. We got to execute better, but we got to practice better. We got to simplify. I told both Steve and Bo to simplify. Make sure that our players can do it. I don't care if we have to play one defense or one coverage. Play it right. Do whatever we need to do. Put our athletes in a good position and let them make plays. I don't know the players are hurting today. I'm going to talk to them today. We're going to get it fixed. On special teams, our guys did a good job. We got to, Zach Van Rosenberg is doing a phenomenal job of punting. I was disappointed in Cade's block. It was low, hit the guy in the helmet. That could have been a game-winning field goal for us at the end. The kickoff team, we need to look at our personnel. We need to look at our kicks. Avery's kicking it deep, but he didn't kick it in the right position. And some of our guys got out of position on our kickoff, so we're going to look at the personnel and some of the things that we're doing. Overall, we're going to stay positive within this program. It's my job as the leader. I take accountability of everything to get it fixed. And we're going to get ready for Florida. Very good football team. Just a couple of things on Florida. I think Dan Mullen's an outstanding game day caller. I've known Dan for a long time, been against him. And we got our work cut out for us. He's an excellent coach. He's got an excellent staff. This is one of the best staffs we're going to be against and one of the best personnel we're going to be against. So we got a lot of respect for Florida Gators and who they are. Kyle Trask is an excellent quarterback. Kyle Fitz is an excellent tight end. You can call him a tight end, but a receiver. One of the best players in America we're going to see. And then Tony is an outstanding receiver. They got a lot of speed. As we know, Florida's got a lot of speed. I'm very impressed with their running backs. They run hard. Yards after contact is the biggest and best offensive line we've played so far. A big challenge for our defense. A big challenge to go toe-to-toe with them, make the proper calls, make the proper adjustments, and cover their wide receiver and tackle their backs. It's not a hard game plan. On defense, Todd Grenham's an excellent defensive coach. They're not playing the defense that they usually play, but I know against us they're going to play great defense. He's a great defensive line coach. They always have speed on the defense. Brandon Cox, junior defensive end, Ventrell Miller. Those guys are good players, but they have good players all over the field. This is going to be a big challenge for us. Our third road game in a row, we can't blink, but we got to fix LSU first today. And it's going to be a big day today. We got goal line, we got short yardage going in, we got corrections, we got red zone. We're going to make a couple of adjustments in personnel throughout the week, put our best players in the position we can and get this thing fixed. Any questions?
Hey, Coach, good morning. Jacques from WAFB. Coach, when a team gets in a situation like this, a lot of times people say two things are going to happen. Either they're going to come out and play above their head and give an amazing effort, or it's going to spiral out of control. There's nothing in the middle.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's kind of the case for you as you go to Florida this weekend?
Yeah, I just think we need to play up to our capability. I don't think we need to play over our head. We got some good players. We got some good coaches. We got to do it right. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see the other one ever happening here.
Hey, Coach, Shea Dixon with 24/7. When you guys had dropped a couple of early season games before, you rebounded after Troy and went to Florida and won. And you said that team, those losses gave them some grit. I know it's different teams, but what about this week does the team need to do to kind of match what happened following that Troy loss?
We'll find out. It starts with practice. It starts with the coaches. I'm not going to put it on the players. It starts with the coach. We got to coach them better. I mean, there's some things going on in that film. Some busts, guys weren't running wide open. Not the right calls on the goal line. We didn't block some people. So as coaches, we got to clean stuff up, man. It starts with me. We got to be accountable. We got to be detailed. So I want to put it on the coaches first, and then the players got to go out and they got to understand. They got to come in and work extra. They got to look at their iPads at night. They got to study. They got to be committed, and which I think they are. And we got to make sure that they understand the game plan that we want them to execute, and for them to go out and execute. That's all that is.
Hey, Coach Jared Joseph, Fox 44. I know last year when the defense had struggled against Ole Miss, y'all simplified it and it kind of rebounded. Are there some parallels from last year having that turnaround to what could happen with simplifying this year?
Yeah, well, I hope so. And we're definitely going to simplify. There's no question about that. And I'm gonna make sure that any defense is called. Bo's gonna call the defense, but I'm gonna make sure anyone that's called that we run it right all week, and our guys understand it. If we don't understand it, we're not running it.
Hey Ed, first I just want to ask. I don't think we saw Opduike on Saturday. What's his status right now? And then also, I guess for someone like me who doesn't really understand, I guess would you say it was just too complicated and guys weren't really understanding, or what is the problem exactly?
So what was the first thing you said, Brody?
I don't think we saw Opduike at all Saturday. What's his status right now?
Yeah, I think you're going to see him more this week. He didn't have a good week against the zone team. The first week got cut out his gap. This was a big stretch team, so we wanted to put some maybe a little quicker speed in there. But he's going to be on second team this week. He's going to play a little bit more. I do believe that there was some complicated stuff going on. I do believe there was some miscommunication going on. Guys were out of position. Guys didn't play stuff right. We go back in the second half. We said we're going to blitz more. We had a blitz coming from the field. We had a miscommunication. They let the receiver go right down the field. That's on us. That's on the coaching staff. We got to make sure our guys know everything that we're going to do. If not, we're not going to run it.
Coach, obviously, a lot of us have made note of the fact that you said in the offseason that the defense looked better than it did at any point last year. What were you seeing in practice that you liked, and what has not translated to the field in these games?
Yeah, I saw a defense with a lot of pressure. I saw a defense running around, making plays, eliminating explosive plays. That's why I said it. So I know some of you have tried to burn me on that. I get that. It ain't no big deal. But that's what I saw, and I told the truth. I didn't think we played great defense last year. And I brought Bo in. I thought that I still think we can have an outstanding defense. I know there's not a lot of great defense being played in the SEC right now. That's no excuse. I don't want to hear that. I want to play great defense at LSU, and we're going to play great defense one way or another. So the things that I saw, like I always did, I told you all the truth. And I thought we were pressuring the quarterback more. I thought we were flying around. I thought we were fitting the run. And so that's what I saw in practice. That's what I told y'all.
Hey, Ed Wilson, Alexander from the Advocate. Moving just a little bit to the Florida side of things, you mentioned, I think, Kyle Pitts has had such a great start to the year, their tight end. Would y'all consider moving Derek inside to cover him, or would it still be like on a linebacker safety? What's sort of the approach when it comes to covering a guy?
Yeah, that we're still early in the game plan, but, a guy like that, you may have to double him. You may have to put Stingley on him. But what happens is when he lines up on tight end and he lines up in a lot of places, you get a lot of misalignments and you got a lot of confusion. So I think that I don't know if that's a possibility. If it is, I'm not going to say it. You know what I'm saying? So, but he warrants that. He warrants putting your best player on him. He warrants double teams. He's that good.
Shifting over to offense a little bit, you mentioned those third downs. I mean, what is the kind of common thing that you noticed that maybe he's not working there? Is it getting to third down the plays beforehand? I mean, what did you all kind of review there?
First of all, we're getting behind the chains on first down. We got to run the ball better. We got to have more manageable third downs. We got to be in third down and 3, and sometimes we're in third and 3, we're not making it. So I can't put it on that. So it's a combination of running the ball, being better, manageable third down, and when we get there, we've got to have better schemes for the coverages. We've got to have better protection, and we've got to execute. And that's not being done right now.
Hey, good afternoon. Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge. You mentioned just a second ago about defenses struggling in the SEC as a whole. I know you're not making excuses, but is there something you're seeing as a common underline? Is it just that offenses are getting better, or is there something common underline that's causing defenses in the league to really struggle right now?
I haven't studied anybody well enough, Matt, to tell you that. To be honest, I don't get to watch a lot of games, but I see the scores. I did watch some of the Alabama Ole Miss game when I got home, and I saw, both defenses struggling on both sides, and that let me know that offenses are changing. Man, it's basketball on grass. I think it has a lot to do with the offensive schemes, but that doesn't mean we still can't play great defense. Now, guys are going to score points, but I think that when you play a good defense, you make it hard for them to go down the field. All these explosive plays have to stop, and that's either mismatches by the calls or missed assignments.
Coach, Amos from WWL, but you mentioned the defense and the guys being out of position, but is there some things you've seen from that unit that you can build on? I mean, obviously we see the guys forcing turnovers and making plays at time. What can you build on?
Thank you, Amos. Thanks for bringing some positivity. Appreciate that. And really, we're +6 in the turnover ratio. Man, we're +6 in the turnover ratio. We scored 41 points. We need to win the game. Okay, so there's a lot of good things. Our guys are causing turnovers. Our guys are going after the football, just like I saw all camp. Our guys are rushing the passer. We're putting pressure on the passer. So those are some good things. Those are the things that we have to build upon. I really think that we've beaten ourselves. I think when you look at the film, it's not the other team that beat us, we beat ourselves.
Hey, Coach, Ed in New Orleans here. Good afternoon. A couple of questions, if I could, please. Do you think that the fix on defense is going to be easy or difficult? And two, I went back and looked at the tape, and there was a lot of those runs where the backs weren't even getting contact until they got to the second level. Mm-hmm. What can you do to fix that specifically?
Okay, first of all, I think the first question, I think is somewhere in between. I think that first of all, we have to simplify and put our players in the best position that we can be. And I think when you do that, our players are going to make plays. So I think it's somewhere in between. It's not as difficult as it may look, but it's not easy. I think it's somewhere in the middle. And it just starts with us. It starts with coaching. Second of all, they're running a lot of counter plays, all right? And sometimes we're spilling that, and the linebacker was going too wide, and the defensive tackle, the end, was supposed to shove him down the line and let the linebacker come free. He wasn't getting that done. His eyes were in the backfield. Poor fundamentals. So there's some things that you saw there. We're going to make some personnel changes, maybe get some bigger defensive linemen in there that we can play the run better. Obviously, I think our pass rush is pretty good right now, but we got to be able to stop the run better. I think it's all about playing bigger guys up front and playing better technique.
Hey, Coach, I'll try to be positive and ask a question at the same time. The relationship that Miles and his receivers, Eric coming along and Terrence really had that connection, that go-to ability. Could you just talk about the positive nature of that and what they're feeling? But then also the linebackers in coverage. Again, that's just something that I wonder about. Is Jacoby better served, maybe not playing as close to the line as he has been? Is there a compromise there that you see?
Yeah, first of all, very proud of Miles and his receivers. And, going into the season, that was the big question mark. Well, I think he's answered that. And the 3 games that he has, he's played pretty darn good. He's gotten better every week. So I'm really proud of him. I'm most proud of him taking that hit on the sideline and coming back. You know what I'm saying? The question was he tough enough to take a hit? I thought he was, but I always said we've got to wait in the game to see if he can do it. And he came back. He stepped up in the pocket. He made great decisions. And, the receivers like Terrence Marshall and Eric Gilbert, those guys are answering the bell. I think they're playing very well, okay? Jacoby Stevens did have some miscues. We're trying to find him the best place to play. Jacoby's an outstanding rusher. That's one of his best attributes. Last year we rushed him. We had a defense called Saw Dog, and he was playing like outside linebacker, and that's where he was most effective. I had a meeting with him today. He knows there's some things that he has to work on. I had a meeting with the coaches. They know that we need to put him in better positions for him to make plays. and use the talents that he has.
Hey, Coach, I know you mentioned the running backs and just trying to get the running game going. I guess kind of through your meetings and through maybe some conversations you've had with those guys, how do you think you can kind of get that off the ground and get it a little bit more consistent?
Well, first of all, we have to call it more, okay? And second of all, that people are loading the box up on us, and we need to take advantage of it. We need to take advantage of it, and we did. We're not running the ball well. We scored 41 points. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather not run the ball well than run the ball well and score 13. So that we got to take what they give us, all right? But we do have to be more creative in the run game. I do believe. I believe that when we get our guys outside, especially John Emery, Tyron, we get outside. If the guys are loading the box or they're stunting, we can get outside and run the football. So it's a combination of both. We got to take what the defense gives us, but we got to be able to run the ball better on first down, because when you throw it, as we all know, you throw the ball on first and second down, then you're in third down and 10, and it just makes it tough for offense.
Coach, is Miles Brennan playing better than you thought he would so far? Just the numbers he's put up, and especially the deep ball and his accuracy.
Yeah. Well, he's playing as good as I hoped he would. I can tell you that. And I believed in him, and I always believed in Miles. And I always said that. But I knew he had some stuff to get better at. I think the coaches have done a tremendous job of coaching him up. He's a coachable kid. He's in here every day. He's the first one I see here all day. And he's studying. He's getting better. He's got a lot of 1-2 in him. So, yes, he is playing as well as I have hoped that he'd play.
Ed, you mentioned the possible personnel changes on defensive end, meeting with Jacoby Stevens. I mean, all the meetings you guys had yesterday, how much different can this defense look in the weeks to come?
Well, I don't think you're going to see, not letting people run by us and score touchdowns uncontested. That's a good start. That'd be a great start. I mean, I think it's all the misassignments, and we got to stop the run. So it's not going to be like you're going to see a different defense out there. We're still going to be a 4-3 defense, but maybe we can put people in some better positions and play it better. And if we have to play, like I said, we'll play one defense. I'd rather play one defense and get it right.
Hey, Ed, back to the opposite side of the ball with things with Harris. I mean, he's off to an incredible start this year. What is it about him that makes him just such an effective wide receiver? He's
a competitor. He's a great young man. Always has a smile on his face. I played with his uncle, Joe Delaney, and he comes from a great family, and he reminds me a lot of Joe and his demeanor. Joe, everybody loved Joe on the team. Everybody loves Terrence on the team. He came off the field, Coach, I'm getting one-on-one. Give me the ball, man. He's just in that zone. He's worked hard, and just a tremendous young man. And he has a great character about himself, great family, and I'm glad he's a Tiger.
Yeah, Coach, was Derek Stingley not 100% as the game went on?
No, he sprained his ankle on the down marker.
Right.
Coming off the field. Yeah. So he was playing, I don't know what part of the game that happened, but after that, he was playing on a sprained ankle, and he played, he didn't look the same. That's the reason why, because I guess some people would have been out the game, but he wanted to play. It was just a freak accident on the down marker.
Okay, we'll wrap up with Brody and Shaq.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like Miles Brennan has been getting better each week and whatnot and progressing. So obviously, here's a big test going into the swamp. It's a whole different environment. So how do you think he's ready for that?
Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out how we handle the crowd noise. We're going to have crowd noise this week. We're going to go, here's the best defense we've seen, the fastest defense we've seen. We got to protect him. And the windows are going to be tighter. There are going to be more hits. I think he's ready to do it.
Hey, Coach. We can obviously see that Brennan has just looked so much more comfortable week 1 to week 3. Who are some other guys that when you watch the film sort of made those strides
Yeah, you know, he's the one that stands out. And obviously, you know, Terrence and Eric Gilbert are playing well. Torrey's playing good for us. You know, I thought Tyron had a good game. I thought Tyron, the more you give Tyron the ball, the better he's going to run the football. John had a good game the second game, so those guys are showing out for me. On defense, we got a ways to go, man. We got guys that we got to get better. And I don't want to sing anybody on defense. When you give up 45 points, nobody's playing well enough.